Here is the news afternoon. First, the highlights. Lagos government to host strategic engagement session on enhanced Citizens Gates platform. Ministry of Finance takes over presidential fertilizer initiative. On the foreign, Israeli strikes kills 5 Al Jazeera journalists in Gaza. And in sports, Crystal Palace defeats Liverpool to win Community Shield. And now the details. I am Mike James. In its unwavering pursuit of inclusive and participatory governance, the Lagos government, through the Office of Political, Legislative and Civic Engagement, is set to host an engagement session before the nominated 200 resolvers across all Lagos State ministries, departments and agencies, MDAs, tasked with the handling of citizen submissions on the Citizens Gate 2.0 platform. The engagement, which will be hosted by the Permanent Secretary, Office of Political, Legislative and Civic Engagement, Sholabomi Shasuri, is slated for Tuesday, August 12, at the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry Conference and Exhibition Center, Alausa, Ikeja. Director, Citizens Engagement Department, Babatunde Motai, explained that with insight into national realities, reorient them on the newly introduced Citizens Gate Vision 2.0 to improve service delivery, as well as explore strategies for improved responsiveness tailored to each MDA. Obantayo noted that the interactive forum is essential to sustaining the integrity and effectiveness of the Citizens Gate app, which remains Lagos State's flagship digital feedback and civic engagement tool, adding that the event will climax in a co-development of a capacity-building roadmap to optimize digital public service delivery in Lagos State. Chairman, House Committee on Information Strategy and Security, Lagos State House of Assembly, Stephen Ogundikpe, has been elected as the 22nd President of Rotary Club of Ewutuntun. Speaking after the installation, Ogundikpe reeled out series of projects his administration will deliver to support the society, which include Ewutuntun Grammar School, Food Bank, Waste to Wealth, among others. Ogundikpe, who urged members of the public to join the club in service to humanity, inducted the board members and new members of the club.
As I accept the responsibility, I do not as one stepping into the shoes of a leader, but as one stepping into the legacy of a family that has shown the world what unity, passion, and selfless service can achieve. A family that has worked together to write a story of excellence. We are named the overall best in the District 9111 in the year 2004 and 2005 Rotary year.
Also, the Chairman Planning Committee of Rotary Club, Ewutuntun Adishefini Taufik, described the event as a celebration of continuity and leadership with unwavering commitment. Taufik, who was represented by the Secretary of the club, Afolashade Akinsoya, salutes Ogundikpe's dedication and passion in promoting and supporting Rotary Club and touching lives of the vulnerable. On behalf of traditional rulers, the Alara of Ilara Kingdom, Oba Olufolari Ogunsonwu, pledged full support of his counterpart in promoting social services. The Chief of the Air Staff, Hassan Abubakar, has restated that the Nigerian Air Force remains committed to protecting lives and property. Speaking during an operational assessment visit to Kebbi State, Abubakar said national development depends on the country's security. Abubakar noted that Kebbi's border with the republics of Benin and Niger and its vast rural terrain required increased vigilance. He said the Air Force would intensify intelligence, surveillance and reconnaissance operations in the state. Also, Kebbi State Governor Nasir Idris expressed appreciation to the Nigerian Air Force and other security agencies for their tireless commitment to safeguarding lives and property across the state. Idris noted that despite emerging threat and the complex security environment in the northwest, Kebbi had remained largely peaceful, an achievement he attributed to the vigilance and sacrifices of the nation's security forces. He reaffirmed his administration's unwavering support for the Nigerian Air Force and all sister agencies. And now to the rest of the stories. The Ministry of Finance Incorporated is now set to take over management of the Presidential Fertilizer Initiative from the Nigeria Sovereign Investment Authority, ending the NSIA's nearly decade-long oversight of the key agricultural program. At a formal handover, NSIA Managing Director Aminu Umar Sadiq hailed the initiative's record of positive impact, strategic partnerships and reform. Umar Sadiq noted that despite challenges such as COVID-19 disruptions, the Russia-Ukraine conflict, foreign exchange volatility and naira devaluation, the program kept fertilizer prices stable and ensured farmers were supplied during planting seasons. He called for stronger collaboration among stakeholders to boost production, speed up distribution, and uphold quality standards as the government works to improve food security for Nigeria's growing population. The federal government has forecast heavy rainfall over a 5-day period that may lead to flooding across 15 states in the north and 68 locations. This comes as the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, said a total of 140,228 people in 21 states have been affected by floods so far in 2025. The heavy rainfall warning issued by the National Flood Early Warning System Center of the Federal Ministry of Environment called on stakeholders and residents to take urgent precautionary measures. And now to foreign news. 5 Al Jazeera journalists have been killed in an Israeli strike in Gaza City. The Israeli military confirms it targeted 28-year-old correspondent Anas al-Sharif, alleging he had served as the head of a terrorist cell in Hamas. Meanwhile, Al Jazeera has called it a targeted assassination and yet another blatant and premeditated attack on press freedom. The Committee to Protect Journalists says it is appalled and that 186 journalists have now been killed since the start of Israel's military offensive in Gaza in October 2023. The Israeli government does not allow international news organizations into Gaza to report freely, so many outlets rely on Gaza-based reporters for coverage. And now sports news. Crystal Palace has defeated Liverpool to win the Community Shield for the first time on penalties after a 2-2 draw at Wembley. New signings Hugo Ekitike and Jeremy Frimpong scored for the Premier League season's champions, but Palace responded through Jean-Philippe Mateta and Ismaila Sarr before winning an error-strewn shootout 3-2. Mohamed Salah blazed over from the spot while Alexis Mac Allister and Harvey Elliott were denied by an inspired Dean Henderson as Palace built on winning their first ever major trophy by beating Manchester City in May's FA Cup final. The traditional curtain raiser to the English football season was given extra significance after a summer marked by tragedy for Liverpool. And that was our news at noon. Just before we go, carry out proper and adequate checks on your vehicles before setting out. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms: X, Traffic Radio 961, Facebook, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, Instagram, Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Subscribe and watch our news and programs live on YouTube, Traffic Radio 961. Visit our website, www.trafficradio961.ng. You can also listen to Lagos Traffic Radio live on My Lagos app for timely updates. Did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration organized a forum for women across the 57 local government and local council development areas in the state with a view to enhancing their productivity and economic growth? Well, you can get more details on the Lagos State Government website. And to end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. In its unwavering pursuit of inclusive and participatory governance, the Lagos State Government, through the Office of Political, Legislative and Civic Engagement, is set to host an engagement session with all denominated 200 resolvers across all Lagos State ministries, departments and agencies. MDAs tasked with the handling of citizen submissions on the Citizens Gate 2.0 platform. The Ministry of Finance Incorporated is now set to take over management of the Presidential Fertilizer Initiative from the Nigeria Sovereign Investment Authority, ending the NSI's nearly decade-long oversight of the key agricultural program. We also told you that 5 Al Jazeera journalists have been killed in an Israeli strike in Gaza City. And in sport, Crystal Palace has defeated Liverpool to win the Community Shield for the first time on penalties after a 2-2 draw at Wembley. And for contact with the newsroom, send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. That ends the news broadcast compiled by Adirayodo Olaya. Thank you, Lagos, for listening. My name is Mike James. Beautiful afternoon to you.